This episode is brought to you by Master the Wrap, a nationwide training program partnered with WrapStar Pro, Arlon Graphics, and sponsored by Roland. Whether you're a beginner or an installer looking to sharpen your skills, Master the Wrap offers hands-on 3-day courses covering everything from commercial van wraps to architectural installs like windows, walls, and floors. Master the Wrap also provides Spanish-speaking courses available in Miami, Florida. For more information and to find a class near you, visit masterthewrap.com. All right, let's go.
But yeah, no real set schedule. Just
okay, sweet.
Glad you're here. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Super excited.
It was kind of cool the way it worked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To think that. I mean, how far was the drive from Legacy
Well, I had to
or
go.
Statesville?
I had to take the Arlon reps to the airport, and then I had to get my rental car.
Okay.
So hop in the rental car, and I was an hour and a half here.
What was the closest airport to Statesville? Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I figured.
Unfortunately, not the one that's the runway that's in front of the
Literally
shops.
right in front of it.
Yeah.
Like how convenient would that have been?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. That airport's actually pretty cool. Like a lot of the teams fly out of there, so it's like their hangars. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about what brought me out here too, if you want. Because like talking about Legacy, which kind of circle back to motorsports.
For sure.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Well, I think Josh, we're good, right? We're live. Yeah, we're rolling. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I seen me and you had talked because I of course I reached out and I was like, hey, love to get you on a podcast. I seen that you were coming to Jim's and I was like, this is perfect. She's and I think Jim's is close, but a lot of people are like, oh man, that's still a 4 or 5 hour drive. And I'm like, yeah, but from California to here is like a 25-hour drive. So like
a long time.
Yeah. So you're a lot closer now.
Yeah.
But then for you to be like an hour away was perfect. So I think, like what brought that on? Like I would have never, thought you would be, and not against you, just anybody. Like I was surprised to see that there was something going on at the teams.
So I got this, when I was in Atlanta for Master Wrap, I got this text message from Arlon saying, hey, we're going to have you, go out to Legacy. At that point, I didn't know the team.
Okay.
And they were like, hey, you're going to do training with them. And I'm like, all right, sounds good.
So you didn't realize that it was a 14-time championship team.
Did not know that.
How badass is that?
I know, seriously, I didn't know that.
I know. It's pretty.
And so I was like, okay, I'll totally do it. I'll win. And they gave me the dates. And that's when I was like, wait a minute, I can come out and see you like before or after this trip. You're like, I'm literally an hour from there. So that's when I was like, that's what we're going to do.
So that row where those guys, where Legacy is for years has been, I don't know how many's right there, maybe 6 or 7.
Well, you had the 3 buildings there. And I think there's like 2 more down this, just past this like green belt. And then there's like 2 more buildings there. And then we didn't go all the way down. So
sure. But for years, like that's been like a big racing mecca. I mean, and when I say that, like, in the grand scheme of things of Charlotte, and we talked about it a little bit, like there's like 100 teams, right?
Yeah.
And like 160, just call it within 100 miles, there's 100 teams. That's kind of the best way to put it.
Yeah.
So you don't see them in clusters like that. They'll be spread out a little bit, maybe 20 miles or something, maybe sometimes less, but it is cool when they're all lined up like that. But when Legacy moved in over there, they pretty much, they took a big portion of that over there. So now it's like all focused on them. So.
I was like, where are we going? In the middle of nowhere? And then it was crazy. There's this street that you got to turn left on, but there's no stop sign. But it looks like you can keep going. It's just a dirt road. And I'm like, okay, but all right, you got to turn left.
Sure.
And then we turn around the corner, and the very first building I see is my buddy's shop from Roseville.
I seen that.
Bill McAnally Racing.
Yeah, there you go.
So, and I was like, oh my gosh, of all places.
Sure.
I was like, really? And I was
so
like,
was he in California? Is that how you knew him? Or
yeah.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
Bill is like the West Coast NASCAR team.
Got it.
And I've known Bill for years. So like this goes back into my previous business.
Gotcha.
So I immediately text him.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, dude, like it's just so weird. Small world, but not like, I'm actually heading to Legacy. Didn't know it was 2 buildings next to yours.
Right.
And I was like, man, this is really cool. You know, I could just like drive by your facility. He's like, I'm actually on a flight there right now. And I was like, what? He's all, I'll see you tomorrow. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's
right.
cool.
Well, maybe the teams know each other. Like it's when it comes to competition, they don't like other competitors come inside their shop,
Sure.
obviously.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, so he's coming in. Well, maybe they do. I don't know, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And so,
Did he come over to Legacy or did you go?
he did. I actually yesterday morning.
Okay.
And, so we kind of arrived a little late and he had just missed me. And it was funny because he had texted me when I walked in. He's like, are you here? And I'm like, I am now. And he's like, I'll come back in a few minutes. So I just missed him.
Yeah.
And then he came in and we were talking and then it was crazy. At that next moment, they're like, yeah, we have to go wrap a truck at Bill's place. And I was like, oh man, this is crazy. Like I
So
didn't
the
even
guys
know.
from Legacy?
Yeah.
So, okay. Got it.
So Legacy prints all of their graphics for his truck team.
Very cool.
So here on the East Coast. And they're like, yeah, we got to go over there and install that. We kind of have some issues on some questions. And I was like, all right, well, we'll go do a training session over there.
How cool
And
is
it was
that?
just weird how all of these things just kind of just played out.
Sure.
and
Full
I-
circle like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not knowing
Right.
that there was this connection. And I also know him. Like, it was just crazy.
So he's got it. They're a truck team, right?
Yes.
Okay. So and he's got 4 drivers?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I've been so far removed from motorsports that,
Sure.
like, how many championships, how many different teams, like, I don't know all that stuff anymore.
Sure.
But back when I was involved, so he was on the West Coast, had a K&N West team.
Got it.
And then he now runs our local circle track, All-American Speedway
In California.
in Roseville. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
So he now runs that. And then, so like, he's got a Napa Auto Care Center, and then he's got his team there.
That's cool.
And there's just tons of cars. You have like old NASCARs from when, like, back when like Bill used to race.
Yep.
And then like Darrell Waltrip stuff there.
In California? Or
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And then
It's almost like a museum, like a little.
pretty much it is.
Yeah.
There's like tons of cars. You go in there, it's
Sure.
like, oh yeah, that one was from whatever, this one raced whatever. You know, there's this history. But so then he got involved in probably so he gets drivers that are like arrive and drive
Sure,
kind
sure.
of thing.
Yeah.
So he has the car, he has the team. So
Yep.
then the drivers come and they pay basically.
Yep.
Which is pretty much probably most of motorsports on the I guess the not funded drivers, like
sure.
maybe like the sponsored funded
Well, you see
drivers.
it like you have like developmental drivers where
Yeah.
it's just like they're a talent and they're
Yep.
finding their pathway, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll find so road course guys, they refer to that style driver as a gentleman driver.
Yeah.
That's what they'll say. They'll say, "Oh, that's a gentleman driver," and that's kind of the that's how they differentiate between like a pro driver and,
Yeah.
and a guy that's paying to play. And I
Yeah.
kind of like it because I don't see anything wrong with it necessarily.
Yeah.
I think it kind of messes with the sport a little bit that you can buy your way in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of that, but I mean, generally, the talent is normally going to rise to
Yeah.
the top, right? So it's like just because you're paying to drive doesn't mean that you're the best.
Yeah.
But it also you're getting an opportunity that maybe that somebody that's more qualified, maybe they don't get it. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So there's a little bit of that. So
And there's
like,
definitely different levels to that too.
for sure, 100%.
So you'd be like, you know, you have your A team, B team, and whatever.
Right.
So if you can only afford this is what you get.
Exactly.
So you're not getting that top quality car,
Yep.
team, setup, everything.
Yeah, so like on the cup side, Kyle Larson's a good example. He came in on the developmental side, and he's a talent. He's a great driver. He's
Yeah.
one of the best, and he's racing for one of the best race teams. So it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like this perfect storm of like he'll have a wonderful career.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that he's gonna do great things.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's like best case scenario. Just doesn't
Absolutely.
always work out that way.
Yeah.
But in other sports, you don't see it. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to pay. I say that. I was going to use boxing for an example, but that's probably a bad example right
Yeah.
now because of Jake Paul, right? Like he's
No.
essentially paying for like these amazing fights, but
Yeah.
like, and I'll say like pro fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think that you could pay Dana White to go get a UFC fight.
Well, so here's the thing, like a fighter they have their talent
Sure.
and it's just them.
Yeah,
So no matter how much money you throw at them, they're going to be this level.
that's it.
Right. So, it's NASCAR racing in general is different.
Yeah.
You have the best crew chief. It's
Yep.
going to get you something, but it also takes the driver needs to have some sort of talent to be able to explain like, hey, my car is, is loose. Well,
Right.
Okay. So when you say that to, your crew chief and stuff, and you're like, hey, so it's doing this. If you can't communicate that, you're never going to have a good fast car.
Tough. That's right.
But
And it doesn't
so-
matter how good the crew chief is.
That too.
If you can't communicate that, he's not going to.
It's got a lot of things that's got to come together to
Sure.
make a really good team. And that's why I think I'm dating myself now because I'm so far removed from NASCAR, but Jimmy Johnson and when I don't know if he still has that same crew chief when he was
Checkenhouse?
Yeah.
No.
Back in the day, like
Yeah, back
they
in the day,
were
for sure.
like inseparable and hard to beat.
The best.
Yeah.
Hands down. No
So
doubt about it.
that was like a good chemistry.
Yep.
And if you have that good chemistry, you're going to be successful. And I actually feel the same with, in our rap world as well. It's our businesses and what we do
Sure.
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can be the greatest installer in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, Brad, do you know Brad Felty? You'd probably know him if you've seen him.
I'm I'll pass you a picture.
Big Brad. He's from up in Indy. He just came and did the podcast with us. Super cool guy, but he's known for motorsports. That's kind of his thing. More IndyCar stuff. So he worked at Andretti for years.
Nice.
You've probably seen him out at the shows. He does the booth a lot for JDS.
Okay.
So he's normally in their booth. He's got a good relationship with them, but he's kind of known as that guy. I mean, like that's his space where and he can rap anything. But he came down, kind of the similar situation as you. He was down here working, so it worked out perfect for us to work together. And then he invited me to go do a car with him, and so we did the car together. And it was like I'm local, you know what I mean? They flew him down here to come down and do the car because he's kind of known it was a road course. It was an IMSA car. So like full carbon body and stuff. It was It was a great experience. Awesome working with him and everything. But it was wild to think that I'm fully capable of wrapping that car. I'm max 60 miles up the road, right? They could have reached out and I would have been more than happy to go over there and do it. But they know him as the guy, right?
Well, and he's done so many that
For
time,
sure.
just is the time to get it done.
Oh, yeah.
Versus just like you or me doing it.
Going in and figuring it
Yeah.
out for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because like I have a customer down in Florida that used to have his shop up here in Charlotte, right over by the Speedway. But he can't he's tried to have guys wrap his cars, and he does the vintage racing. So but now the vintages are like some of the Mercedes AMG cars.
But he got spoiled because we would go in and just blow his car out.
Yeah, and he would.
We'd send the best of it. I mean, we'd put together this perfect little group and just smoke his car
But
out.
it seems crazy to fly out what you know. Fly 8 hours away.
Well,
Screw it. Pay him to come down here.
I can remember the first time he called Josh, and he was just like, "Just come do it." I can't. I got these local guys. It's taking them 2 hours to do a hood or a roof. I think it was a roof. Dude, I can't.
Or even just having to know where to put the seams at.
Exactly.
Or I mean, just
or how to do it. You know what I mean?
that too. Which direction and is it what actual aerodynamic wise? What does that seam do?
There's a company out of Chattanooga, Tesla Bros. Have you seen them? They make Tesla specific kits and stuff. It's a really cool business model. But a local company, I'd say a friend of mine. They own a big graphics company locally. He called me yesterday and we were having a great conversation about kind of a similar thing. And he was like, "Yeah, they customer supplied Tesla Bros kit," and he was like, on the website it said it take 2 hours. He was like, took us 4. And I was like, well, that's like a do-it-yourself kit.
Yeah.
And in his mind, he's like, yeah, I know, but we should have been able to do it way faster. And I'm like, yeah, but for a do-it-yourselfer, they're not, you know what I mean? If a little extra hanging off somewhere, I think it was a chrome delete thing. And he was like, a little chrome showing, no big deal. You know what I mean? They're going to be tickled to death. So they could probably pull it off in 2 hours.
Yeah.
But you give it to a professional, they're going to overthink it. And you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
that's, it's just funny that that's kind of where it's at. You're kind of getting, I don't want to say you're getting what you pay for, but they got a very qualified person installing what should have been a super basic kit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know the guy that owns Tesla Bros. He's a super cool guy. He's very thorough. If you get a chance, check out his videos. Actually, Josh, if you want to, you pull him up. I don't mind giving G a plug. He came and did a class with us in Nashville. Yeah. He's a really cool business model. But anyway, back to the racing stuff. So how'd you like it? How'd you like being, because you got a history in it.
Yeah.
So
it brought me back to my roots, and I was like, man, this is so I miss the motorsports industry, but I don't because I was chasing my dollar and I got tired of doing that. I mean, anybody who's doing, racing as a hobby, they for one, can't afford to go racing to begin with, then they're no business getting wraps and stuff. So it was really cool. It was something that I've always had told myself back then, like I would love to go on the East Coast and install NASCAR. Like that's what I wanted to do. But I knew I couldn't do it because I had a kid and I was a single mom.
Gotcha.
So I had my limitations, but it was kind of like that dream. Like it's really cool to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And without like Arlon knowing it, like that they gave this training to me, and I was like, this actually just kind of got my heart, you know. I was like, this is where it came from.
That's
and
cool.
like coming here and going, the things that I did on the West Coast is very similar to what they're doing here.
Sure.
And I was like, this is so awesome. And then we were just talking about like, what is their method? Because I know they're like speed installers, so you got to get it done fast. And I was like, man, I was already doing that. But it was really cool. It was a really good feeling, and it took me back. And then it was cool to run into Bill. And then there was one of his crew guys was walking by, and I was like, dude, bro, long time no see, man. Like he lived in Roseville. And he moved out here, and he was like, "Whoa!" And he messaged me. He's all, "Man, blast from the past." I'm like, "Totally."
That's so funny you say that, because like I had a similar experience on my hiatus down in Pensacola. So I was working for a shop down there, and we had the snowball derby, and I didn't even
Oh my
know
God, the
about
snowball derby.
Yeah. I didn't know about it at the time. So like they like the shop owner's like, hey, we're gonna go to the snowball derby. There's this band that we like that's playing with a buddy of mine that I'm doing like go-kart graphics for. Like it'll be cool. Well, I get there and there's like a bunch of like Hendrick memorabilia set up in the tent, like Kyle Larson's flags. Like there was some like Jeff Gordon stuff and Jimmy Johnson stuff set up in there. And like I get to looking around and like I'm like, what's going on here? And then all of a sudden, like all the guys from Hendrick that I like the truck driver for Jimmy's rig, a few of the Murray. What does Murray do?
Murray is he's bounced around. He's done a little bit of everything. He's been in the race
pretty much
industry
a
for long.
magician whenever it comes to like
I want to
anything
say
aero.
Last time we were there, he was like an aero specialist. That was his thing. Yeah.
I think, and then a couple other guys there that I haven't seen in a year and a half. They all show up there, and we're all just like, well, out of all the places.
Well, even Lance was there, right?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay,
Lance.
I got you. I missed it. I zoned out.
Yeah.
Like, what is he talking about?
But yeah, it was cool. Like I feel that
like
shit.
Actually today, I think. So you had Tulsa last week, and then the Chili Bowl's going on this week. So like a lot of the, so you hit on it a little bit, right? So on the West Coast, you've got like so you got K&N East, K&N West, and then you've got like the ARCA series, you got the Truck series, you got the Cup series, so it's kind of like that, that working your way up to the Pro series. But before you get to even the K&N series, you've got like midgets, late models, all your local track stuff.
We'll get into all that stuff. How I know all that too.
But it's cool because like Josh said, when you go out to like one of these big races, those like the pro guys are there, like Kyle Busch.
I mean, Tony Stewart used to back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's
Kyle
cool.
Larson, he's from our area. He's, his family is literally from like, I think like 15 miles from Sacramento. They're in Oak Grove. Cool. So yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, isn't Kevin Harvick from California? Or
I don't know. I think Jeff Gordon is for sure.
Maybe it's just my little brain, but I'm just like over here, like everybody is from North Carolina.
No.
They are now.
Well, I think Jeff Gordon was like one of the first ones that came from California and like made a huge impact on because they looked at him as different.
Yeah, he looks like a California boy.
Yeah.
No, sorry, that probably sounded bad.
No, I can't. I mean, like I said, it's been so long, but whoever owns Kern County Raceway now, I don't know if that's Kevin Harvick or somebody else, but they were in California and like supported that track. But anyways,
but it's a thing. I can remember in Days of Thunder, there's a scene where they make a reference like I'm gonna botch this up, but it was something like he's not from up north, he's not from down south, he's from California, and they're like their own thing out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is crazy. That movie, that's the one with
Randy Quaid, Tom Cruise.
Yeah. So my ex-father-in-law was one of the drivers.
Yeah.
In there. Yeah.
That's cool.
There's all that history too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
This
whole
goes
program
deep,
is cool.
bro.
I know. Well, I'm glad. So it kind of like the same thing I was saying about Brad, right? Like I'm not super territorial. Like I'm not that guy, right? But when it comes to racing, I am like a little like this is my space, right? Like this is what I do. And so when Brad was like, "Yeah, man, I'm coming down to wrap a car," I'm like, "For who? Why?
Yeah. Why?
Like, not
Why
just
are you here?
Yeah, and it's not in a bad way, but I'm just curious, But it makes sense, right? And so it is. I am glad to hear that. Like, at least you care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that my opinion doesn't really fucking matter in the grand scheme of things, but
I get it.
But at the same time, it's like I want to make sure that they're getting taken care of, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want to make sure that it's somebody that cares, that they're not just coming in and oh yeah, just heat it up and pull it around and like yes, they need to know all fundamentals and stuff, but at the same time, like you need to have a little heart, you need to have a little soul about it,
Exactly.
And it's funny, we were upstairs and Josh made a comment like about your
my jacket.
Like, you look like you're supposed to be there, and that's good. That's I don't know. I take because we had to think about all that stuff as a contractor going in working for the teams. You couldn't just roll in with a Bob Marley shirt on with your hat on backwards.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like you just couldn't do it. Like, it just doesn't work that way.
You got to look the part.
You got to look the part. You got to be sterile and neutral and
after doing that for so many years, it kind of just becomes like part of you. Like most of my wardrobe is black, gray.
Well, you don't have to tell her. Look,
I'm all black.
She's doing the same thing.
What are your favorite colors? Black, maybe gray, white, black.
The memes on the black clothes, like I don't know if you guys have seen these.
Well,
They're the best.
Have you ever built race cars before?
Sure.
Okay, so same. So I mean, everything is just dirty.
Yeah, all the time.
Why do I have black nail polish? Because you don't see the dirt underneath my nails, right?
It's funny.
Because that was and like you're getting your hands in there, and I never wore gloves. Like I would be changing tires and
it's
wrenching.
hard to, right? Like when you're like even when it's cold, like wearing gloves it's kind of inconvenient. You need to be able to touch and feel.
Well, I mean, it was not that cold, but in my area, but yeah.
But it does get cold in California. I just had this conversation recently. I didn't know it snows in parts of California.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
anyway,
What did you want to see on the Tesla Bros stuff?
Yeah, I want to.
So Tesla Bros is cool, man. He just does a really good job of promoting himself. He's in a really cool space. His business model is cool. Generally, we don't just plug random people, but I've met G. Like I said, he came up. He came he came and took class at School of Rap.
Man, that's cute.
But his business model is pretty simple. He makes pre-cut kits for Teslas.
Nice.
Is this one of them right here?
Was he at SEMA?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
He stays in his bubble. He's very to himself. But his content's great. He goes in and makes instructional videos teaching people how to install the kits as well. But like I said, it's very specific. He makes a kit for a Tesla, and that's it.
So TESLABRO.
Yep.
I'm gonna follow him right now.
He's cool, and he's a really nice guy. Super transparent. I don't want to speak for him, but like with me, he was very transparent about he had nothing to hide, and it was very cool. And yeah, he's got. I like it. I like what he's doing, and I think it's really neat to see. Like I'm hearing more professional people, if not using him, knowing who he is.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because really he's in the DIY space. Mm-hmm. So not really directed towards professionals at all. He's not that's not really even on his radar. He wants the guy that knows, he wants a Tesla owner that knows nothing, that wants to protect their car.
Totally.
Yep.
And there's so many people with Teslas. I mean, I had a Tesla.
And it's kind of they kind of fit that too. You know what I mean? Like the type of person that would, I mean, of course you would, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, like the people that own Teslas, I don't think it would be too to stereotype them too much. To
Tread
say,
lightly.
Yeah. I'm not trying to put them in a box, but they seem like those type of people that would, do, like, they're going to do it themselves. Like that, like they fit that,
I liken it to like Tacoma owners.
Sure. Same.
Like,
yeah.
I read a post one time where a guy was like, the person that's going to buy a Tacoma is the person that is typically got his own business. He works for himself. Mm-hmm. He does everything he can to like make sure like he's doing everything he can for himself without,
he's
needing
into
anybody
fishing
else.
for sure. He fishes 100%. Speaking of Tacomas, shout out Kyle Cameron. He said to tell you hello. I talked to him last night.
Oh, I love Kyle. He's my buddy.
Did he posted a snap the other day of him on the top of a mountain.
Really?
And his truck.
Oh, okay.
And like he just like he just took the video, his phone, and like panned it around, like started, with some trees, and then his truck, which looks badass now. He's been building that thing out, and it's just like a cliff of the mountains.
Yeah, he just wrapped his truck in like matte red or something.
So for the longest time, I don't know if it still is now, but there's his profile picture is him standing in front of one of the testing stations for the Arlon cert.
Oh yeah,
and so I graded him. He's a great kid.
Yeah,
he's
he really is. Yeah, he's a good dude. And he works a lot with Jamie, so that's kind of how I got to know him. He goes over and works at school, or works at Rap Artist. So.
Yeah.
Good installer, nice guy. He works hard.
Very
I like
much
it.
so.
I like it like that.
Yeah,
you know what
me
I mean?
too. Me too.
So when you're trying to work, you gotta have good.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, let's go.
It's in Fairfax, Virginia for the PDAA/Arlon certification training.
Shout out Kyle.
But
I do want to hear. I know we talked about it a little bit, but I do want to hear how all that got started, right? So I think, to be fair, I don't know how far back you want to go, but I want to go as far back as
all right, let's go as far as back we can.
So are you from California? Like,
I am.
Were you born and raised?
Born and raised in Roseville, never left.
Got it.
My dad left when I was 6.
Okay.
And so my mom raised my brother and I.
Got it.
Interesting. On our own. Huh?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're raised by your mom, but you got into racing.
Yes, which you'll get it.
Okay, I got it.
So she was working like 3 jobs, and I would play every single sport.
I thought that's where that was going to go. Mom was a mechanic. So
no, not at all.
Right,
she's a bookkeeper.
Okay.
She's the controller in one of the area's Harley Davidsons, and they had like 3 locations. Anyway, so she was working 3 jobs. My grandma literally was like stepped in and took my brother and I to all of our sporting events. Everything. Like I was playing piano, I had piano recitals, I was sewing my own clothes. Like I did everything and every single sport. So that, like, we were very active.
Okay.
And then I just didn't know what I wanted to do growing up. Like I was just all over the place. I'm a dreamer. I'm a Pisces. That's just where my mind is at. Well, I want to do this. I want to do that. I just can't narrow down to something. So when I graduated high school, I saw my mom struggle to pay for my brother's college. And I was like, I don't want to put you in that burden.
Sure.
So I stayed home. And of course, I look at my brother and I'm like, man, you got to see San Diego. You went to Cal Poly State. Like you went to Anchorage and Juneau, Alaska. Like he went all over. But
what's he do? What's his?
He's a teacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, he started out as he wanted to be like a mechanical engineer through Cal Poly. Decided he didn't want to do that. Wanted to be a teacher, so he transferred to San Diego State.
Very cool.
And he got his master's in Juneau. So I just sat there and I was like, holy crap, that's a lot of money that my mom was having to pay for and stuff. So I was like, I'm not putting you through that. And then during that time, my mom had remarried. So I just worked for her. So I was pushing papers from Harley Davidson, doing like closing up the motorcycle deals and DMV paperwork.
Interesting.
Filing, very boring.
Yeah.
Doing inventory once a year,
Okay.
like ugh. So I was going to school, and I went to school to be a police officer.
Let's go.
So I paid my way through the police academy. I didn't want to do the 6-month program because you don't make money, but you have to do it every day for 6 months. And I was like, well, no, I don't really want to do that. Like I'll just do modular format. So I paid my way and still went to school and still working.
I went through BLET. Yeah, I was going to be a cop.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I can see. Maybe it's the mustache.
I know. It's funny because I was telling you the story upstairs, and I've been leaving that part out now. Like, I don't know why. Whenever I said, like, I wanted to give back to the community, that's where my focus was. I was like, yeah, I want to go be a cop and just kind of,
Well, I could cop. Like see it. Like,
I don't know.
If you go to like my Facebook photo, it's me with all my guns on me.
Oh, I have seen that.
It's very people say, oh, it's like Laura Croft. I'm like, it's just me at a shooting range, just having fun.
But, so you shoot? Like, it's
I love my guns.
Yeah. Let's go. Okay,
totally.
Cool. Sorry.
So, it's okay. So I went to school, got a degree in criminal justice, went through the police academy. And that was in 06, 07. I got hired on with SAC PD. And I was waiting for like my start date. Yeah, there it is.
Let's go.
So look, you have like my tactical shotgun that I used in the police training. So I'm sitting there actually loading my gun.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And my buddy was like, stop. And I was like, what? And you can see like the look on my face, like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm taking a picture.
Yeah.
So then I have on my hip,
In 1911 or something?
is it's, man, I can't think right now.
You got two.
Yeah, so that's a 45.
Okay.
And then the one on my back hip is actually my CCW handgun, which is a very small Smith & Wesson.
Okay.
And it's like, it's too, like my hands are big.
Yeah.
And it's like gripping that handle, it's like, it's annoying. And then strapped on my back is my AR-15 that I built.
Got it.
Built that thing from the ground up.
Let's go.
In California, it has 5 felonies if I ever get caught with it.
Really?
Yeah, it's ghost gun.
Really?
Yeah.
Like that? Gee, is it that? I mean, I know California is strict, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's too short. It has no serial.
Let's go.
It's got things on it that if I got pulled over and it was all put together, but if it was completely separate,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
I didn't think of,
Allegedly.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I totally.
Think about it. So the project that I showed you that we were working on upstairs, we were going back and forth about like that. We wanted to have like a tactical, without saying too much. I wanted to have like a tactical look.
Yeah.
And we're all like going back and forth and we're talking about it and trying to like paint this picture, because that's the trouble when you're working with a group of people and you're trying to put together a product, is like communicating, because you see something in your head. Well, you know, it's the same way with designs, right? Like,
Yeah.
and, you know, like I said it on a couple podcasts, like we used to get guys that come in, they would say, I want exactly what Donnie has, but different. Like, do you want the same colors? And they're like, no, just make it the exact same, just for me.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that even mean? But yeah, check this out. So that,
Oh, sweet.
yeah, so we were like trying, like I went we opened the safe and just started pulling guns out, like
Yeah.
which one feels good, like.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
So that's
like
kind
my
of
color scheme too. That bronze, that
Oh,
black.
yeah.
That's what my AR is. I had that painted with that.
yeah.
So great. I
All
love
right.
it.
So basic law
Product
enforcement training, product development.
So, anyways, so I was getting hired on with Stock PD, and I was waiting for my start date.
So you were going to be a street cop, like you wanted to be.
Yeah, that's what you have to.
Okay.
Anything in California, I don't know what it's like for other states, but to be a detective or in sort of crime scene investigating, all that stuff, you have to start out at street beat.
Got it.
And that's a minimum 5 years. Now, if you're with the county, you get the first 2 years in a jail and then street beat. So I was like, I'm not going county because I really don't want to deal with these jail inmates and like having these things that they make and just be a threat. Like,
Shit. I'm just,
yeah, exactly.
You don't want to deal with that.
Oh yeah,
Got
one of my wife's sister's husband. He did a couple of years in.
Just so we're clear, that's your brother-in-law. I don't want to make things complicated, but
Well, it's their steps.
I'm just kidding. Just run with it. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Oh my God.
golly, I'm such an idiot. But he went through like a correctional facility, like I think for a year, and a group of guys just jumped him, like fucked him up.
Oh, yeah, it's a real-
good.
You have
Like-
to watch your back.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bad. But
Yeah,
anyway,
you're
I mean,
definitely.
he
think
doesn't do
about
that
it, like,
anymore.
They're locked up. They got locked up by cops, and you're one of the only cops that they're running into on a daily basis. You're a problem.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
100%.
you're keeping them caged in.
Yeah.
Like, of course they're gonna. It's bound to happen. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way for that to be a good relationship.
Yep.
So anyway,
Yep.
go ahead.
So I was waiting for my start date, and during that waiting period, the state of California cut off $30 million worth of funding. All new officers were cut. So as fast as I got in was as fast as I got out. So this is in 06, 07. And so they're like, man, we really want you because we need more females on our department, but you're not 21 yet. The economy was bad. It's going to take you 7 years on a department. I was like, man, this really sucks. So I went back to the drawing board and I was like, well, I can apply for jobs that are like, security officers. I'm like, I just don't want to do that. But to hold my academy certificate valid, you have to hold a position that's armed. And back then it was just the bank guards. Now, like, everybody's armed.
Sure.
So I was like, I'm just going to have to let this go.
Even in California?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that went to the side. And then I got a degree in interior design because that was my hobby. And by the time I was done with that, the economy was still shit.
Dude, that's a shift. Like going from
I know. My mom says the same.
like that is a jump.
It was like a hobby. Like, I love that. And it was really cool when I went through that program. I love architectural like designs. Like drafting was my favorite. Doing elevations was my favorite. Now, little did I know then, like all of that helped me in
Sure, and
what
the
I
sound
do
business,
now.
Yeah, I got it.
So during all of that time, my husband and I had a news media site called NorCalKarters.com. Okay. And it was the one-stop shop source for everything karting on the West Coast. So you would go, hey, I want to get started in go-karts. Cool. Go to NorCalKarters.com. You can find all of the tracks that are in the Northern California. You go to that tracks page that I created. Mind you, this was all HTML coding back then. So I did HTML coding in high school, and I just like, yeah, I can do it. And that's
this ain't no Wix shit. This is real deal back in coding.
Exactly. Yep. No PHP based stuff,
yeah.
right? And so each like track page had everything you need to know. So I literally took Google Maps screenshots of the track, and then I would literally draw in Photoshop the track layout.
Let's go.
So you would have this red or blue, no background, no nothing, just that. So you can see what the track looks like. Sure. And then
dirt tracks, asphalt tracks.
They're asphalt.
Okay.
And then so it's like sprint go-karts.
Yep. No, that's cool.
And so so then you would have the club info, all of the contacts of the board of directors, what their classes were, everything about the classes from weight to tires to motors to everything.
That's dope.
And then at the very end, you had accommodations. So what's in that region? Like, where do you stay? What are some good restaurants to eat at? Like, all of this stuff. So
was this just a passion play? Like, were you making money? Was there anything?
So I sold advertising.
Okay, got it.
So I had monthly advertising that were literally crazy. There were GIFs back then, because I had to figure out how to had this GIF converter through Microsoft something like that.
Yeah.
And I would just rotate them.
Okay.
So I had spots that they would buy for the year. And then each one, obviously the bigger one, the banner, there was more money and all that kind of stuff.
Sure,
so I would just have them rotate.
Like chassis manufacturers, Micron.
That I had, so tracks, there was a big, it still is, I don't think they're world largest, but the nation's largest news site, eKarting News, they were on there. Track support teams. There's one that's called Leading Edge Motorsports. So they have they do the driver developments. They also have the arrive and drive. They also have people that are like, well, you drive our chassis brand, you're under our banner.
And when they do series, I know here, so we've got there's, let's just say 5 tracks within 60 miles, right? And each one of those tracks will run a series. So they would run different series.
So they're club, yeah.
Okay, club.
So they're like clubs.
Like club racing,
right?
Gotcha.
And then we had the regional. So the regional would, go everywhere from Medford, Oregon to Bakersfield. Nothing down in Southern California. That was a whole different region.
Sure.
And then there was the national level. So we would literally, my husband and I would be writing press releases. I hated English growing up. Absolutely hate writing. I was like, okay, but forced me to do it.
Yeah. No chat GPT back then.
No. You had to go literally pull out a thesaurus book and be like, I want to use this word, but what's another word for this word? So anyway, so we were writing press releases.
It's the worst.
Yeah. And then we made, so Scribner is the maiden or the married last name. And so we had literally a newspaper thing that we would hand out at the tracks once a month. It was called Scribbles. It was called Scribbles News, something like that. Anyway, so we just compiled everything from that 1 month and put it on there. And people who didn't maybe have access to the internet or maybe missed something, it was there. We would hand it out. And so
probably help promote it too. So if people weren't aware of it, you're kind of giving them a flyer, go check out the.
Yeah, it was just another thing to help out our advertisers as well.
Got it.
And then everything here is all self-taught. So just know that I didn't go to school for all this stuff.
Got it.
I taught myself photography. So I became a motorsports photographer.
Got it.
Which
makes sense, right? Because you're doing, you're doing that other stuff. You're doing the track not necessarily all the promotional stuff. It fits together.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
We would write the articles and then I would add the pictures to it.
Right.
So then we're like, okay, so how do I make money on this?
Right.
So we would have a 10x10 pop-up tent. As long as I had an outlet, I had a printer, a little Epson printer, photo printer, a computer, a laptop with a screen. And then I would have pictures from the last race rotating on that screen in the morning. And then I would run out and do practice shoots, qualifying heats, and then mains. And then I would come in and upload them. And during the breaks, people would come in and order their photos. I want that. And I had a really cool frame around it. You knew the driver's name, if you wanted their kart manufacturer on there, the track they were at, the date, all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And then they would I would print it all out at the track because the previous photographers would be like, oh, okay, order online and we'll ship it to you. And then, it gets damaged or whatever.
Yeah. Or best next week, I might see him print out a bunch and come in next week and hand them out or whatever. Yeah.
And then I would be going to Fry's every week and stockpile on ink because if I ran out the track, then you're done. You can't make any money.
Yeah.
So you would have a, inventory of inks and photo paper, all different sizes from small to the.
Why go-kart racing?
That's what my ex-husband was involved in.
Got it. Okay. So he was a racer.
Yes.
Cool.
So we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
So I sold photos at the track. My ex would be on the announcing, and he would, do all the announcing for play-by-play on the track, what was going on, and then he would push, photos, come get your photos and stuff, and then talk about NorCalCarters.com or whatever, all that stuff. So it was all
kind of a
promotional.
circle. Yeah. All work together.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So my ex, he was I guess you call a national level go-kart racer.
Got it.
His dad raced Winston Cup back in the day, and a lot of what was was it called the World of Outlaws sprint cars back in the day?
No, they called it something else. But World of Outlaws has been around for a long time. They're like
the one before that or something. Yep. I just can't remember, so I'm so checked out of that. But so. My ex-father-in-law did a lot of racing. He did Winston Cup. That's how he knew Bill McAnally. That's how I know Bill McAnally and a lot of other people. And so
he was kind of known in the racing space. I mean, he was.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
So he started a business called Scribner Plastics. So it's rotational molding plastics.
Got it.
All of the NASCARs that the motors get pulled for tech. So when they go into tech and they need to pull it, is they all go in a plastic shipping container.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so he's got it covered, forklift, and then protects everything. So they make those. They make them for rear end housings and carburetors and all of this stuff.
They even make I just seen this the other day. There was an auction going on. They make a stand just for those, so you can slide so if you have multiple, if you have a multiple, for some of the big race teams, they'll have it's not uncommon for them to have 10 or 12 rear ends, or 10 or 12 transmissions. So they have this organizational shelf thing that I seen. I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, damn, that's wild. So,
so the motors, you can get there's different sizes, but every motor has different motor mount positioning.
Yep.
So there's these inserts for that specific motor. So you can actually mount it to the base of that.
Yeah. So the exterior would be the same, but then how it fastened would be a little bit different. Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah. So, and then their biggest product is their 5-gallon utility jugs. So if you watch the Daytona race and a car spins out, there's oil on the track, and you see them pull out a 5-gallon plastic square rectangle looking, and then they pour the stuff on the ground.
Dry fast or whatever.
Yeah. Those are what they make.
So did they make them specifically for? I mean, because that's a very specific use case. So
a lot of people in let's say boating world, jet skiers, off-roaders, so dirt bikes. So you see them; they're different colors to the colors of their teams and stuff. Same thing with go-kart racing.
Got it.
Some people for go camping, you have the clear for water, then there's color coordinated too. So you can say your diesel out here is yellow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's green in California. So there's that red is gas, all that kind of stuff. So they're rooted in motorsports.
Got it.
So that's why everything from, business startups were based around motorsports.
Got it.
And then my stepdad does, he has a business called ARE, is Armstrong Race Engineering. That's dry sump systems. So, which I don't know about NASCAR now, but they wouldn't allow dry sump systems. But you needed that extra slam on the front. And every time the car would hit, the oil pan drags on the ground.
Yeah.
So there's a dry sump system. So a lot of the road course guys have them.
100%. We've got a 24-hour car. We've got one in ours.
Yeah.
You got to have it, right?
Totally.
If you're running 24 hours, you're going to sling the oil to one, you're going back and forth. You're going to sling oil back.
Yeah.
You got to have it.
Yeah.
It's a must.
And then he's got a really cool product. It's called a spin trick.
Okay.
It's an air oil separator. It's a non-motor moving part. So it's legal in NASCAR because it doesn't take a motor to run that.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah, because that means that the motor can burn cooler because you're not making it hotter with all the air in there.
Right.
So once the oil returns back to the motor, it's pure oil going in the motor and the air goes out to a vent.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. I didn't know that was a thing.
So he's on like all Formula One cars. He's on all the
outta
Indy
here.
guys, and he's got people that are in like Saudi Arabia that does, I don't know what they do, desert racing, whatever. But he's worldwide. So
Let's go.
I'm just around motorsports,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
going to PRI
What'd you say the
every
name
year.
was it? See if Josh can pull it up.
Which one?
The
So Armstrong Race Engineering, ARE, or drysums.com, spintrick.com.
that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
My brother, he's we come from a racing background, kind of, just, but like from birth, like, so like our parents raced, our uncles, like it's all like we've been in racing forever, and he's always been more on the mechanical side, right? Where
Yeah.
I was more worried about the way it looked, he was worried more about the way it runs. So
Yeah.
things like this he'll find interesting, and he probably already knows what it is. He's that guy. So he nerds out. So anyway,
But
just making
so that's that. Drysum Systems, and
let's go.
yep.
So PRI, that's cool.
Yeah, I went to PRI like every year
Yeah.
when I was married. I don't miss the show. I don't miss driving to and from Florida or Indy either, because we would take all of our trade
So
shows.
like I said, I love racing. I'm all in. I've never been. And for the last 5 years, I said I was going to go and just never, I just making time.
Yeah.
But with Brad, so like me and Brad really hit it off. So next year,
There you go.
it's happening. 2025, I'll be there.
You'll have to let me know when that happens so I can
For sure.
Keep tabs on that.
Yeah. You can come with us. It'll be fun.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. So we got...
Anyways, that's how motorsports started.
Yeah.
And then, so that was how NorCal Karters was created. And then we expanded to westcoastkarters.com. So then it turned everything from like Denver to Hawaii, and then between the borders of Canada and Mexico.
Did with the plastic company, did they ever do bodies or anything like that? I would assume.
Go-kart bodies and barriers.
I would
so
figure.
they're very heavy in the go-kart industry. I just don't know that bodywork is still a thing anymore.
Okay.
It seems like the European ones are
Yep.
a little bit more savvier and sleek,
Slick,
whatever.
and they are.
And having to make a mold for it is just really expensive, and
sure.
that whole process. So I don't really know.
I got you.
But I know their barriers are still very a popular hit.
Yep.
Sometimes at some of the circle track races, they'll have them stacked 3-4 tall to cover like the tires getting off the track.
For sure.
Certain things like that. So
That's cool.
yeah, and then they've been in like indoor karting facilities, like the ones that the public goes to.
Yep.
So
Yeah, those have really blown up over the last few
Yeah.
years. Like that's been a big thing. So cool.
yeah.
Okay.
So
So you're doing that. You're
Yep.
you're all in on the go-kart thing.
yes,
You know,
and then
that's-
that led into a gentleman who had a driver development team on the West Coast called Ron Stetton's Winter Circle.
Okay.
And they were focused on USAC midgets, and basically they had a team of them. It was kind of like a Bill McAnally, but Bill isn't really all a driver development team. They would take the arrive and drive stuff. So these kids would find their talent, learn how to set up cars, all this stuff, and they would travel nationwide, and then they would get picked up. And then man, I don't even know who there's still any more racing, but like I know Jessica Brunelli came out this way. Keegan Walmer was one of them. I think he now works for a NASCAR team. A lot of these kids who went through this program are either now working for NASCAR teams, whether they're crew chiefs or crew members or
Engineers,
setting up
whatever,
and engineering stuff. So, with Ron Sutton's Winter Circle, I did what I was doing with go-karts basically. So it was like, okay, you're a driver. I brand you with a design. That design is on everything.
Sure, your brand identity, right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
who you are.
So it was your race suits, it was your websites, it was your autograph cards, your sponsorship packets, your business cards, everything. And then it would turn into, let's put this on the race cars. But Ron had his certain identified like cars. Like he had graphics packages for him that we knew that was Ron Sutton's cars.
Brand identity, the same thing, right? Like he had his brand identity, and then there was the individual brand identity, and then they would come together. So like I just mentioned the Chili Bowl. There's a team. I can't remember his name, but they go every year, and he takes like 15 cars out there to race, and you know it when you see them. They're all the same.
They're all the same,
but maybe like their base color is different or something. You know what I mean? So you can identify, if some like one specific driver is driving that. So
JD.
no, it's Hulkman, I think is the name. I'm probably botching that up. I don't want to, but I see him every year. I want to say Haley drove for him a couple years ago, but I think it's Hulkman. I could be wrong, but anyway. So yeah, that same setup.
Yeah. So that's where I learned to like do the brand identity to one driver.
Gotcha.
So when I was doing race car wraps, I would not repeat that graphic at all.
Yeah, you could.
I was doing online buy your wrap, like partial wrap for late models modifies, but they were the same. Like you're okay. So you're saying like 200 people have that same look. You're trying to stand out yourself in motorsports.
Exactly. Yep.
So I basically was like, okay, I would never reuse this design or something similar to it unless I knew it was retired for 2 years.
Sure. A big one for a while was Aurora, right? You could go to the track and you'd almost see like 15 Aurora graphics packages.
That's the one. Yes.
Is it?
Yeah. That's the one.
So we did a podcast with Ray. I'm going to botch his last name. It's
Vander Linden.
And he owns School of Racing Graphics.
Okay.
And so he's one of those guys. I wouldn't say that he's not as big as Aurora, but his stuff is a lot more, he's personally designing each one of those, and very, very cool guy. If you get a chance, check out the podcast.
I will for sure.
He does he also does all the designing for Hot Wheels. So he's like,
that's cool. Oh, I started listening now. I didn't know that was him. Okay.
Yeah. So that's
the
what
Hot
he
Wheels
does.
one,
Yeah. So he's that's what he does. That's his business. He does really well at it. So it's kind of wild. Yeah. It's wild to think that there's, because you were in it, there's a lot of people that are in that space. And for them, I thought his business model is interesting because it helps, like, it allows somebody that just getting into it, if they don't have access to somebody like you that can help them, they can go on there and they can buy a brand identity. Now they can change it. Like, that's kind of his hope, is that they do change it. Like, don't just buy it, copy, paste, print, slap it on, right? Like, manipulate it a little bit, change the color, move the shapes around a little bit. So I don't want people like him. Like, I don't want people to think badly about stuff like that, because I've used those sites 100 million times for inspiration, right? I'll go through there and I'll just look through different designs and patterns, and sometimes it's a gradient or a texture or something that'll just, it catches you and you're just like, okay, there. That's
or
what
like, wow, you did a texture in the background of this. I never would have thought of that. Makes it look so much more appealing. And I'm like, good idea.
Or the opposite. Like, a lot of times it's like you overdo it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
100%.
I think I need to go there sometimes whenever I'm working on stuff, like go way past where I need to be and be like, okay, that's too much. Let's
Okay,
back
bring
it
it back.
off. Yeah, bring it back.
Bring it back.
Yep.
So the Ron Sutton's Winter Circle, which led into, the graphic stuff, but I wasn't in the graphics yet at that point. I was still writing press releases for like racetracks and doing their marketing and all this stuff.
But there had to be a little bit of it that kind of like triggered you a little bit, right? Where you're just like, in a good way, like it was like especially like probably the interior decoration stuff, or like the custom like building, like there was something about that you were like, I like that.
Well, we would get go-kart graphics for our go-karts. Like like I said, we raced nationwide. We went to Spain twice. Like, there's like, we had to do our graphics, and we were like, why should we pay someone else to install it? Let's just figure it out.
Okay. So were you designing them too then?
No.
Okay.
No, we would put them on. So like, we were racing for a Ital kart, and so you had the Italian style, like what the team had. So we would have to replicate what the team had to fit the Scribner Plastics go-kart bodywork.
Yep.
And then we would just install it.
Yep.
So I was just figuring out, I'm like, oh, this is cool, but it was like high tech, and I didn't know the difference between calendared and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, all right, well, it's not staying, or you can't stretch it this way. But that never occurred to me that I would do graphics at that point.
Well, you could even see like the way they design them a lot of times, especially for those bodies, like they're making the design almost be plug and play, where you don't have, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure back then it was not. They'd probably just send you big blocks of stuff and you just figure it out.
So anyway, so then so I just started doing the media stuff, and then it turned into, I got rid of we sold off the karting website and created RMG Race Media Group.
Okay.
So Race Media Group did all of the media stuff for the driver developments, the drivers, the teams, the tracks, and I was writing for Bill McAnally for some of his big promotional races. I was helping him with marketing. I was helping him literally finding drivers to sign up and register for his races. So that's how Bill and I know each other.
So y'all had a real relationship. It wasn't just like an old customer.
No, He offered me to buy his graphics department. I was all,
let's go.
No. And he's like, oh, I want this. And I'm like, dude, I see right through that. It's blue skies. What? I don't want to be your slave.
Right.
Then I won't be able to take on commercial clients. Like, I'm going to be focusing only on your cars. Like, it's going to limit my growth. And like, he's like, dude, you're too smart.
So were they doing like, did he have you're saying he had a graphics department?
Yeah, he had his own graphics department, which
so
is
like
now
a printer, plotter, laminator.
Yeah, the whole deal.
No way.
Everything was done in house. It was his. And so he was done. He didn't want to be a part of that. He just wanted someone just to do it. He just couldn't find the right person to run it for him.
Sure. And although you probably were the right person to do it.
But I was like, again, limit my growth. It's
Sure.
like, I just don't see myself expanding from
Got
here.
it.
And so then a guy named Josh Combs, which is 1-2 Wraps, is now there. And he was actually somebody I looked up to. So when I got into the wraps world, I was like, man, your designs are killer. Like, he does nothing but race cars. And I was like, man, that's an inspiration. So we were talking about, like, you know, people that you would follow and just like kind of learn from them.
Is this going to turn to a bad?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I want to pull him up.
He's a great dude.
All right, cool.
Yeah, now it's weird. It's like the roles have reversed. Like, I would come to him and be like, you know, like, hey, I'm having a hard time on this and like Corel Jaw. Like, how do you like do? And he would help me.
That's
And then all of a sudden it was weird. Like, I passed him and he was asking me for help. And I was like, it's not supposed to be that way.
That's cool. Did you get that 1-2 wraps? Can you pull them up?
It's like 1, like spelled out 1, and then 2 wraps or graphics.
I might know who that is.
Josh Combs. He does all the like dirt modifies.
No way this is the same guy.
You guys kind of could be similar. Tall, skinny.
Does he play guitar?
Charming and nice.
I don't think so.
Is this him?
Yeah. Wait. Go back to that. I've never seen that logo. But it looks like
1-2.
It's got to be him. 1-2 wraps, right?
On Instagram?
Go to the profile. That looks like.
Here, I'll pull the profile up.
Wait. Hold on. Follow back. No. Where can you see where he's located?
No.
I don't know.
I mean, that looks like it, right?
Hold on. If you see like numbers. Wait. Yep. That's him. That's Bill's place. Phone number 916. Yep.
Yeah.
That's him. I just, you know how there's people with multiple names.
Well, when you said that, like the chances of, it's crazy how the world works. We've been talking. He reached out. I can't remember exactly what it was. Maybe it was something I posted or something that he had mentioned on it. But we talked back and forth, and he had asked me about. And I don't want to put too much of his business on Front Street, but just kind of doing the 3M program, right? So like a lot of times people have questions about 3M or the certification. You know, a lot of times they'll reach out. And
he's a big 3M user.
Yeah, and that's what he mentioned that. And so, but he just was just curious about how the program worked and how you kind of gauge where it where you're at with it. And so it was really cool. So what are the chances of that?
Well, I mean, motorsports. Yeah, it's like
That's
I was saying that I'm not used to that logo, but like he's an amazing guy. Like he now has a wife that helps him out, and it's turned into kind of like a family business.
Let's go. That's very cool.
Super cool dude.
Yeah. That's so funny. I didn't put it together that he was in California. So
he's on Bill's property. Bill's. Yeah, he basically bought Bill's graphics department.
Very cool.
So they're in the same property.
So he does. So now this is where Bill's graphics come from.
Yes. Well, I mean, Josh had his own stuff.
For the West Coast stuff.
Yeah, on the West Coast stuff. Yeah,
gotcha.
So he's printing and installing all of Bill's stuff on the West Coast.
Let's go.
And I know he does stuff for other race cars, other companies
okay.
too.
So I shared this a while back. I thought this was great. I thought he executed this really well. I think I might have even done a wrap reactions to it because I'm pretty sure the late model, the front and rear bumper are probably red, right? Because they come, you can buy them red. And I just thought it was cool how he integrated the design into the front fender and it kind of fade. I think it's a good job of like a partial wrap by still getting good color on the front end, matches the branding well.
And how you can do overlays on the chrome numbers on that car.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, Josh is a great dude.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we stopped and talked about that because that's cool. Okay.
So he's good. Like I'm always like, hey man, come send your installers to one of my trainees.
let's go.
I mean, nothing but like help each other out.
Yeah.
So he's a good dude. So he does all of Bill's stuff.
Very cool.
Yep. So anyways, then race media groups, what I was doing, and so we had our own late model. So we went from go-kart racing to circle track racing. And so, you know, ex-father-in-law raced and, you know, still wants to live the racing dream and stuff. Like,
Sure.
just race because it's fun. Like, who wouldn't want to not race? Like,
Yep.
it's cool. So my ex got into it. We had our first late model, and he was like, let's wrap this. And I was like, okay, sounds good. Like, we had a graphics guy, and like we would just buy numbers and, you know, sponsor logos and all that kind of stuff from him, and then we would put it on. But we were terrible at it. But
Was it like a loose graphics package? Is that like what you're
no, we would just buy, like, we would say, hey, we need this number. We had it was 5. We had Kyle Busch's 5.
Okay.
And then we had our sponsors, and we just had to, like, oh, we need this logo, the size or whatever. We just put it on
Got
there.
it.
So anyway, so he was like, let's wrap it. And I was like, oh, man, that's a lot, but okay, sounds good. Now, mind you, then I mastered Photoshop because nothing didn't need to be in a large scale. So everything was Photoshop. So I had created this car layout, and it actually was along the similar lines of one of Tony Stewart's way back, like, Daytona car that ran for one race. And
cool.
so we kind of like, he's like, I really like to style this. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, I'll just kind of do something similar, whatever I could do in Photoshop, which looked freaking awesome. And then I go to my graphics guy. I'm like, here you go. He goes, I need vector. I'm like, what do you mean? You're speaking Japanese to me. I don't know what you're saying. He's like,
and you had already spent all this time and effort into like dialing this thing in.
Yeah, it had like brushes and like all this texture.
You're jacked, right? You're like, here you go.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. Everything's done.
I was like, damn, he's on, let's just to scale. And I'm all, man, that's going to really fry my computer. So I was like, okay, well, what do I do? Like, what can I do to help you? And he goes, okay, well, you have Illustrator. I'm like, all right. So I went to Illustrator, and I was like, fuck. This is foreign. I cannot do what I'm trying. You literally are the same creator on 2 different planets.
Right.
And I was just getting frustrated. I'm like, I couldn't even do a line in this design program. And I was just like, I know what I can do. Why is this not working for me?
Right.
So my graphics guy used Corel, and he's like, well, try Corel. So I got the actual, back then they weren't subscriptions. So I bought the software.
Yeah.
And I was like, man.
CS5 or something.
Yeah. And I bought that, and it was easy to use. I went to Google, like, hey, like, trying to do a gradient like this, how I did it in Photoshop. And then I found something, and I was like, cool. So then I would do it, and I was like, whoa, cool. And then how do you do this? And I want to put a texture inside something. And
that's interesting that he would push you towards Corel.
Because he was a Corel user, but he wasn't a sign shop. He had stuff for just his own racing.
Oh, gotcha.
And so he had a Roland XT540, the Royal Laminator. I mean, he had the top of the line stuff for a guy that was just doing it on the side. Yeah. He didn't make a business out of it. He sold his company for millions, and this is just what he was doing as a hobby.
What was his company?
He had a pharmaceutical company, online one, yeah.
So something completely different.
Yeah, completely. Yep. And he was just doing road course BMWs and Ford stuff.
So I was on the complete other side. So I grew up working with like SignMate, SignLab. Like I had a projector when I was a kid. Like I've got like this whole funny story about like hand cutting letters and stuff, and like that. So the vector side that's like where I cut my teeth. Like so, whenever I got introduced to raster art, like I didn't know what the fuck people were talking about. Like I was like, what are you like your pixels and like like even gradients back then were like a foreign like I didn't really mess with them. So like anytime you see like anything that I design, it's really like rooted in that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like when you see like if you see me use a gradient, like it's not a pretty thing. Like it's you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't flow right, and it just doesn't look right. So like a lot of my designs are like very, you know, they're rooted in vector art. So it's interesting. Like I always like hearing like, because depending on where somebody comes from into the industry, right? Like they're going to be introduced to, like you being introduced to Corel, right? Like that's, and now if you were going to design something, is that your go-to? Like you're going to start.
Oh, everything's in Corel.
Everything. Yeah.
I mean, like my designers, they're all Illustrator. I mean, I can navigate through it. I can do stuff, but you know what? If I have a moment to put in Corel, I'll do that.
Yep.
But it's funny because like I only have one Corel subscription, and then they're like, "Well, I can't open your past art because it's in Corel." I'm like, "Fuck, all right, fine." So I just go and I export it out. It's like PDF, right? And then
we fight with it all the time because I'm a Flexi guy now, right?
Okay.
So it's like you know, all this old sign softwares have pretty much just turned into
Yeah.
Flexi is what they are. So
It's just easier. Like you just convert your outlines to objects, and where you have to like go through these multiple steps on Illustrator because you know how many times you get designs from people
Oh, yeah.
and their outlines are in objects, and you scale it and you're like, fuck, they're this big.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
So
It's-
I have this
or
long
if
list.
like they don't do proper layering, like it
Yeah.
and it mixes it up, and you have to go in and like, so I'm already in there. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to break it down per item, put it in a layer. It's like,
Yeah.
golly,
It's
so much
funny
work.
because if you're a good designer or just a good setup, realistically a good setup person, like
Mm-hmm.
you'll go like it is a pain in the ass to go through all that on
you
Illustrator,
just
but
do
the
it.
good ones will do it.
Yeah, you just do
Yeah.
it.
And like so it's so good cool whenever you open up a file and you can see that like they knew what they
care.
were doing.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
you get like the designers from the corporate world. They're
Yeah.
like, "Ugh," and I'm like, I have literally a list.
You wanted a PDF and then they send you a PDF of like a PNG that they stole.
Yeah, exactly.
You said PDF.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what
like,
it says.
convert,
Yeah.
convert your font to objects, because if you don't give me your font, I'm
Yep. You don't have it.
ugh.
And as soon as you import it, like even if you've got the right file, it's going to be like Illustrator's, like it'll pop up and say, you don't have the font.
Yeah.
First
Yeah.
world problems, am I right?
Yeah, that's very true.
So, anyways, that it was Corel,
Yeah.
and and I still use Corel today. I know what I can do with it just from teaching myself. So I master that, but Illustrator, I don't really care to master. I can just work with it.
Sure.
But anyway, so yeah, finally replicated my Photoshop beautiful art to a beautiful Corel piece. And I was like, okay, fine, here you go. And he's like, all right, awesome. And then I missed out on the measuring part, but I came in and he had shown me how he was paneling a late model. And I was like, all right, cool. And then helped him print it, helped him laminate it. And he was like, do you want to help install? And I was like, hell yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
of
a
course.
hands-on person.
Yeah,
like, get me up out of the computer. I don't want to be writing press releases. And so helped him, and it was crazy. So this is like 2009-ish. So anyways, I back then had a camcorder that had the little tapes. Okay. Not like the US,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
SD cards, right? The
Yep.
little tapes. So I did I'm way ahead of my time lapse of this wrap going down that took us like, well, none of us were like pros, and
Sure.
and the guy who did it was not a pro, so he was very picky. He's like, I went to a 3 a.m. training, I did this, and you need to, and I'm like, dude, it's a fucking race car,
Got to
dude.
go.
Like,
Gotta
if your
go.
arm hair is stuck underneath it, no one's gonna see it.
not
It's a
gonna care.
freaking race car.
200 miles an hour.
Let's go.
Oh my God. I was like, dude. Anyway, so I recorded in real time, and every so many hours I'd swap out a new tape. Went home to my laptop. I had this like, I think it was called a D-wire that you connect and you put it into the laptop and it would record it to the laptop live timing. So 2 days later,
Yeah. You've got a recording of you doing this.
and then you're like, okay, so then I had Adobe Elements, and I would put it in there and put them all together and then just speed them down. Like just speed them up, push them down, right?
so this is your first wrap.
My first wrap.
And you documented it all.
Yes.
And went through the process of like,
Yeah.
cramming it together.
And then
Let's
there was
go.
a point that like we stopped, you know, like in the movie Ace Ventura when he's in the pool and he's in a circle like this. I slowed it down to the point where we did that, like looked in the camera and then sped it back up.
That's funny. That's cool.
So
brilliant.
documented the first wrap, and it turned out great for my very first wrap. And after that, I was all.
Do you
that's
still
enough.
have the video?
It's.
Yeah, I don't think I'm
I
pulling
do,
that up. It's
but
crazy.
through the divorce, like I'm not allowed to have it public. I
That
can.
sucks.
We're beyond that whole
Okay.
limitation. I can probably make it public. You guys can use it.
Yeah. Definitely send it
I'll
to
have
us.
to find
That'd be dope. Yeah, that'd be cool.
There's a lot of stuff on there that I can show. But, anyways, yeah. So then I was like, man, fuck, this is what I want to do.
I just think about like I guarantee I don't know of any installer that probably has their first one. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty cool. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I would kill somebody to have mine.
Well,
I'd probably kill Josh. I'd
okay.
kill Josh if I could have my first install video.
so I was already doing that.
Before we get, even though I just want to, we can't show your video.
Yes, that,
we can,
literally it's that one. Yeah.
and I think it's short enough we can play it on here. So
Just stop like.
Oh, great. I'll see if I can hit them all. Ace, get out of the tank.
I just can't do it, Captain. I'm doing half the power.
I said get out of the tank now.
For God's sakes, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a fool, man. About the dolphin rod, no flake is not available.
Never mind.
Right now.
The funny-
I'm not killing Josh anymore.
The funny thing is,
You got the dolphin?
yeah, okay, I'm just gonna.
You've been waiting all day.
So-
I gotta get a shot.
Little thing about me is I hate whenever they play this on TV because they always take the best parts out of them to cut time, and it pisses me off every time. So hopefully this
Out his new trick for the evening
this
news.
is it.
What, is he sick? Oh,
How can I be getting this work done with all the shouting? What's wrong with the shouting? Who the hell is that?
that's
My
Skip
favorite.
Davis. I am trainer of dolphins. You want to talk to the dolphin? You talk to me. What happened to the regular trainer? What happened to him? What happened to me? 7 years I'm with Siegfried. We are making the dolphins disappear, and then Roy is coming with the white tiger and the stuffing in the pants, and I'm gone.
where is Snowflake?
Why do you care about the dolphin? Do you know him? Does he call you at home? Do you have a dorsal fin? To train the dolphin, you must think like the dolphin. You must be getting inside the dolphin's head and communicating. I'm saying to Snowflake, and he is up on the tail. And you can quote him.
Greatest
Oh my God.
3 minutes of Hollywood history.
Oh, I grew up with Ace Ventura was like my jam. When he was like the fire marshal Bill right in his hand, and I used to like do the dry my teeth and do the neck thing. Yeah, we were very much impersonators for him.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, that was a tangent,
Yeah.
but I'm glad it happened.
Yeah, it's good.
How did we get on that? Other than the video.
Oh, the video.
Your video, yeah.
Okay, so this wasn't just like my first time doing a time lapse.
Okay.
So before that, when I was in my NorCal Carter days, we would go to these racetracks for regionals and national events and take a camcorder, hardwire it into the laptop with a direct internet line, and I would take, I don't even remember how, put it into like YouTube, so add something where I can live record
stream
it.
Oh.
And then code it into the website.
Oh, no
And
way.
people were watching live videos,
That's
and
cool.
I'm literally having to finesse and follow and
Sure.
like, oh, there's a cluster of Carters. They're gonna get in a wreck soon. Let's follow them. Oh, let's check back to the leader. And then like, it was a lot of that and the announcing going on and all that. So I was very much ahead of that, and I was doing like what are now called reels today, which were not called reels then, highlight reels of the race day, and then I would put them all together on Adobe Elements and throw some music and some transitions
That's
and then
cool.
post them. So that's where the video part came along.
That's insane to think about doing
That's a lot
that
of work.
live.
Yeah.
Like
Hours.
and not having like just not having a very like streamlined way to do that.
But it's cool to think about it though, because again, like a lot of times, like I think about like the people that are listening and the excuses that they make. Like even us, like we've talked about doing an episode actually live, like from the cameras and everything, and we always kind of like, I don't know, how's it going to work out? And then you think about Kristin on the sidelines at a racetrack with like the old style, like
2009 through like 2000.
I think we can do it. I think we can do this. We
Oh,
can stream-
totally.
Yeah.
There was always a way. Like
Right.
Fry's was like, I was their number one customer all the time coming in for all that kind of stuff. But we don't. I mean, now we have CapCut. We have all these things.
Sure,
and
sure.
so like just do it here. But it's funny because like I've had business owners and friends of business owners be like, I just don't have time for social media. I don't
Right.
have time for that bull fucking shit.
Right.
Let me just tell you what I did. You know,
you don't
15
have
years ago.
time not to do it.
Right.
Like,
It's so easy now than it was then.
Yeah.
I spent hours and hours to something that takes you 10 minutes to do.
Yep.
yeah.
So
And the quality is so much better.
Yeah.
And it's like, so.
So that's why, like, I am very big on capturing stuff for social media, so content
Sure.
for trainings, or I don't do a whole lot at my shop anymore because social media is not a market for WrapStar Pro
Okay.
at all. not at all. I don't deal with the consumers. I don't want to deal with it. We're just literally fleets only. So that doesn't really do a whole lot. So I get too many calls like, hey, can you wrap my hood, color change, and all this stuff. And I'm like, I'd love to, but it's just not worth it. Like, I just don't want to bring those people in. So I don't promote a whole lot for WrapStar Pro.
Yeah, but for like Master the Wrap or, I mean, is I know we'll get into it, but just for the sake of this conversation, is that that's the majority of your training, right? Like right now you're focused
Right
on...
now? Yeah.
Okay, so when you're posting, that's what you're posting.
Yep.
You know, so that in kind of, I guess...
Any
training career. Okay.
Anything
So
for the training, because I know that's where we're going to get followers and that's where we're going to get people that are future trainees. So that's critical to me.
So your videos, I've seen them. I mean, they're good. Like you you do a good job.
I try.
But I wanted to ask, like, do you ever get any kind of like, get held up on quality or anything like that? Like, do you worry about the quality of video or anything like? No, you just
because you're like it's what's a 30-second video. It's not supposed to be about quality.
I got
it's
it.
supposed to grab your attention. This is what we do. You can see a little bit what we do. Maybe tease you. Okay, now go to a website or you know what I mean, or follow me so you can start seeing the stuff.
More.
The quality is not so important.
Got it.
Yeah, I'll shoot in like 4K or whatever, but then I see that when I do that, it dumbs it down. So if I just do the regular HD that the iPhone's set up on, it gives me a clearer image. So
yeah, your stuff is good. That's why I asked. Like,
Thank
I didn't know, you know, if how much of the time you spend into that, because I'm bad about it. Like I'll get to a point to where I'm like, fuck it, I'm just not going to post it. I don't like the way it looks. It doesn't feel right. And just roll on.
But also, your head plays a lot of
a
lot of games with you.
Oh, yeah.
Like you may be so critical about something about what you're doing, but that general public does not see that. They don't care. They have a 30-second attention span, maybe less than that. You need to catch them, and it doesn't matter about quality.
I vibe with the realness of stuff like that. Like, and I think that's what most people gravitate towards too. If like somebody that's going on there that's not worried about like whether like what you're saying, like how you look, just talking about what they're doing in real time, because like we're all humans at the end of the day.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
kinda-
for me, like especially for females, we're very like the most. You know, we hate the way we look or whatever. A lot of females tend to have those
Insecurities.
thoughts. You know, you're
and
like,
society
oh, I could
puts
do...
that pressure on you too.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying for the general female population who's all about makeup and making sure they look good. I'm like, you know, fuck that shit. Like, I'm not here to I'm not selling myself.
Sure.
Like, I am here to capture the audience for what I'm pushing.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you have to play those games like in your head, like, okay, it's really not about you. You're not doing a photo shoot of you. You're doing what the product is.
Right.
So no one cares about that.
You know, I actually might be a female. I didn't realize it at the time. I was like,
You might have a feminine side.
and I want to say something to what he just said, because Josh is super critical when it comes to like when we're making videos and people are paying for them. He's like a freaking maniac. Like quality level has to be out the roof, and then so like it has an impact on me when I go to post on like just my like my personal stuff. Like it's like I can almost hear him in my head, like, well, that don't look good. Delete that shit. Start over again. That's it. Just shoot it again.
I just want to go ahead and say I apologize for that, because
no, it's a good thing, because when it comes to like, you know, like I said, when people are paying for it, it needs to be good, you know, but it's just something as simple as like me wiping off my, you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like it takes 2 seconds to wipe it off and I'll forget.
I just go in the habit of doing it now, whether it's dirty or not.
Yeah,
Because
just wipe
that
it
moment
off.
you get it and you're like, fuck.
That was a perfect shot.
And it's all like
Fuzzy and like, you can see, look at mine now. It looks like there's hairspray on it.
Oh,
like, I don't even know what that is.
You have the non-iPhone because you have the green text.
It's
I
true.
knew it. But you still have a read receipt. This whole new like
that
text thing.
iOS 18 is money now. Like now there's no getting away from ignoring my text.
Legit. That's funny. I used to call anybody without an iPhone was a dumb thumb.
Jesus.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, he's dumb for sure.
That's so mean.
My wife has an iPhone too, which is funny because it's like a in-house like
war.
Oh yeah. and Josh does too. So it's like the two people that I'm talking to the most have an iPhone. I'm just like, no, I'm not doing it.
That's awesome.
I did for a little while. I went through and I'll probably go back. I like them.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
And now we're just right
Your
back in
biggest
it.
motivator, but not your wife.
He reminds
That's
me
funny.
regularly, you know.
Oh man. So anyways, back
sorry.
to the first wrap.
Yep.
I was like, this is what I want to do. So we did our second car. We had 2 cars, and I was like, done. I'm sold. So there is a guy who is also very popular in the motorsports industry. His name is Stephen Blakesley. And he's like, he does all of the announcing on the West Coast, and he does some stuff. He does some travel stuff. I don't really know too in depth now what he does, but I see him all around.
Well,
Anyways,
when you were telling that story earlier, I was thinking about Flow Racing. Have you followed Flow much? Flow, it's like they're like the Josh, see if you can pull them up. They're kind of like the like ESPN or something. Like they're the guys that are at the track doing what you were doing, and they're the ones
on a bigger
doing
scale.
It on a bigger scale.
Yeah, no,
So they're capturing like even like some not like local events, but like, you know, like you said, like regional or states or nationals. They're there, and it's pretty cool. They've got a really cool setup, and
That's
it's
cool.
yeah, it's neat to see. But I wonder. Because like there's certain like announcers like
through.
like through here like you know that's what they do. Those are the dudes. So he might I don't know.
He could be.
Yeah.
So anyway, when I was doing like Race Media Group, RMG, I ended up capturing, not intentionally, his clients. They were coming to me. And so we were in competition with each other. And then he took...
So he was a graphics person too.
No, this is before. This is
Okay,
when I
before.
was Race Media Group.
Okay, Race Media. Okay.
So I was doing all the media stuff, media marketing.
So
And
he was doing media, you were doing media, and
Yeah, we were just-
inherently it was just you two were competing. Okay.
Yeah, and then it was crazy because some of his clients were through Ron Sutton's Winter Circle, and then when I took that gig over, I had all those clients.
Got it.
So he ended up picking up a gig when Kern County Raceway opened. So he went over there, did their media marketing, their announcing. Something happened. He left that like a couple years later. So this was about 2010. And he came to me. He's like, hey, like I am like struggling, and I'm empathetic, and I'm like, man, I feel bad. Like I had these clients that he had and he no longer has, but I mean, he kind of went a different direction. And I said, you know what? Take Race Media Group. I don't want it. I don't want anything for it. Just take it because I'm doing this now. And he was like, are you serious? I was like, I don't want a dime. Just push my product. That's all I want.
The graphics.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's a good move.
Yeah. So I did from Race Media Group to Racer Bling Graphics or Racer Bling Wraps is what it was. So transitioned to that, gave him everything. He's back up and running, and he's doing successful today.
What, did he stay, true to his word and help promote and push?
I mean, I knew he did a great job. It's just because of that one contract, I ended up having it, and I took those clients. I knew he did a good job. So
I just meant as far as like funneling business to you or whatever. Like, was that?
Yeah, but most of those clients, they needed graphics anyways. So
That's
like,
what I mean on the
yeah,
graphic
yeah,
side.
they all came to me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and so I was like, wasn't worried about it.
Sure.
So then I created Racer Bling Graphics, and we had bought this is in this transition before that was announced. I had bought a cheap plotter from China, and this is the very beginning. And I'm wrapping quarter midgets and USAC midgets, like those kind of cars, mini sprint stuff. But so the tank cover, or the motor cover, right, is very three-dimensional shape.
100%.
Okay, so I went to Product Sign Supply. That was the distributor that I don't know how I knew that. I think I just Googled it.
Yep.
And I walked in and I was like, hey, I'm looking for some color. I'm doing some graphics on some race cars. And they're like, oh, okay, here you go. So I had an Oracle Products.
Sorry, when you said Google, my Google phone picked up
Google.
on, sorry.
It's like
So
Siri.
that's what that was, sorry.
It needs to have a name.
Yeah,
okay? So
It's a good phone, by the way, just so we're clicking. I'm just kidding, go ahead.
So anyways, I get a 24-inch wide roll of vinyl, buy whatever I need, and not knowing what the product was, anything. All I knew was Oracle 651. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now I'm doing three-dimensional shapes, and I'm sitting here, and I'm like trying to do stripes. I'm trying to make sure the stripes straight going around the curve, and I'm like, there's a lot of bubbles. Okay, whatever, just pop them all, because I was doing dry apply. Nobody told me anything, and then I'm like, man, this thing just wants to just come back, going around a shape, and I would just figure it out. So in that process, I was studying what the vinyl was doing and trying to manipulate to do what it was doing. I was pushing it way beyond its limits, and it stayed.
Right.
But there were some times it would dart up, and I'm like, why? Okay, well, let me just add some heat or, stick it out. I didn't know what primer was, nothing.
Sure.
So, and they turned out fine.
Add a stripe, right? So you'd come back and like just to try to get an edge down, you'd run a piece of stripe over top of it. That's how I would do it.
I was just cutting. I plotted out whatever the size stripe or or a triangle or whatever.
I can remember doing those things, and where you do a piece on one side, piece on the other side, depending on the customer. Maybe you do a piece on the front. Never really did the bottom, but if I ever had any lifting come back on them, I just cut them back and then run a stripe down the center of it. And they would,
No, actually, yeah, I think of patching.
sure, yeah. And but it would be intentional, right? So they'd be like, "Oh man, I wasn't planning on having a stripe down there." I'm like, "It looks good, right?"
Yeah.
It holds the edges down.
So I was doing a whole bunch of those, and I'm just learning. And then I get a phone call from my fellows rep, who's Joanna Havey, now works for Avery.
Cool.
And she was like, "Hey, I'm not allowed to go on private property because this was in our race barn on my ex-in-law's property."
Oh, okay.
So I was upstairs. That was my space. And then she's like, "I'm not allowed to come in, but fuck that. I'm gonna come meet you."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, you have to go down the long driveway. I'll open the gate for you, blah, blah, whatever."
Yep.
So, and she comes up, she's all, "So what are you using? What are you doing?" Typical rep, just trying to figure out who I am.
Yep.
And I was like, "Well, I'm doing this." She's all, "There's cast foam." And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And she goes, "Well, there's cast and calendared, and you're struggling on calendars. You really need to use cast." And I was like, "All right, sounds good. So I'll send you a sample roll." So when I got that, I'm all, bingo.
Yeah.
None of this really clicked. And then I was like, fuck, my world has expanded.
Do you remember the first car that you did? What the material was?
Well, okay, so the plot stuff was all Oracle 651.
Sure. But
and then the race car was so Tony was a 3M user, so it was all 3M.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you knew
180.
there was a difference between the two.
100%.
Yeah. Like you knew, like you were like, something's off here. Like, I'm fighting with this thing. Something's not clicking. Yeah. Okay.
So then we went down to the MVM show in Long Beach, which is now the WrapsCon.
Yep.
So we went down there. Milwaukee had a big sale on a printer, so we bought a printer, and we were stupid. We bought with white ink and metallic ink. Never used it. Anyway, so
probably fought with it every time. It would probably dried up on you.
Okay, well, not that. I didn't really care about that. The problem was it was a print plot.
Okay.
So aligning up this damn registration marks
Yeah.
was like take
The
me
worst.
15 minutes.
Yep.
And I'm like, motherfucker, why? It shouldn't be this hard.
And then you got lucky, really, if it hit dead on.
Yeah.
Right. Like it always cut off just a little bit one way or the other.
But then it would be like read 1, 2, 3, and then you get to the 4. It's all nope, and I'm like, ah.
Do it again. Here we go. How do I get a little bit straighter?
So I would, and I still do this today, which is crazy. The registration dots, I would find a molding on the front, and I would align either the back side or the front side and get it straight, and then I would like hold it and then lower the level and then double check. Okay, cool. Now that was like my way of doing it. Yeah.
Try to get it just as dialed in as tight as you can. Or whatever. Yeah.
So anyways, we wrapped our second race car. This is still, we didn't have a printer. Like this was before the Milwaukee. And so with our old graphics guy, and I was like, I want to do this, whatever. Anyways, this graphic guy goes, I'm closing up shop and I'm going through a divorce and I'm just going to give you everything. I'm like, whoa. Like, I appreciate that offer. But it's worth the value. Like, I can't just take something for free. And he's like, no, just take it. He's like, okay, fine. I'll just talk to my advisor and whatever. So I paid him $5,000 for my XC540, which was probably only 4 years old, barely at that point. And his Royal laminator, all of his inventory, all of his tools, his ladders, his planks, everything. And whatever clients that still needed stuff. I was like, cool. All right, sounds good. So I have a Milwaukee and an XC540.
So were they in racing at all?
They were. He was just doing his BMW SCCA type stuff.
Sure.
So
I'm just wondering how well it fit with what you were doing, because you were on. I mean,
it was all motorsports. It was all racing. So I was just like had another printer.
Got it.
So we were just. And so I was printing away for Racer Bling wraps, and then I fell in love with the Roland because it had self-adjusting on plotting.
Yep.
So I was like, dang, this is a lot better. Plus, I just noticed that the quality was great.
Sure. Were you using VersaWorks? Did it come with?
Yeah, VersaWorks, and it was Raster Links with Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that was probably, I mean, VersaWorks pretty user-friendly.
I still use it today.
Yeah, it's good.
And the newer version's even better. Like, I can go on my phone and see what's printing at the shop right now.
That's cool. And you said it was a EX machine?
XC.
XC. So was it a 2-head machine or a 4-head machine?
4.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
No, wait. 6 heads.
Really?
They're all DX4 print heads.
Got it. Okay.
One print head per color. And then there was 2 cartridges. You had 2 lines, you had 2 dampers to 1 print head. And all
What
that.
was the what were the other 2 what were the other 2 colors? You said
So you had CMYK, light cyan, light magenta.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good, probably a pretty good machine.
It was. And I mean, back then, like when he bought it, it was close to $50,000. So
Right.
that's what they were.
Right.
For a print plot for Roland being capitalizing the solvent.
Sure.
Wide format stuff. So
I had one for a little while. It was I had an SP SP 540i, and then I ended up getting another one. I can't remember what it was, but I loved them both. Great machines, work good.
Yeah. So, I mean, back then he was like, you got to let it outgas stuff. And I'm all, fuck that. They're race cars, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now I'm getting into the racing stuff. So I'm like, all right, so I'm printing. I got to find material. And so this is where I worked with Joanna at Fellers. And I was like, listen, I need the cheapest wrap kit that's cast.
Sure.
And she's like, oh, well, that's Arlon 66,000 XRP with whatever match it lamb at that time. And I was like, all right, done deal. I mean, you're paying $700 a kit at that point for 54-inch wide media. And that's what I started with. And you'll see within my first year, if you go to Feller's catalog in 2014, you'll see I'm in there. And I have like race cars and all that stuff. And then I transitioned into helmet wraps. So Wrap 360 came out with a DVD that you can buy on how to do helmet wraps.
Yep.
And I was like, fuck yeah, I can do this, right? So I made a base that would hold the helmet on it.
Yep.
And I would do helmet wraps for $700 all day long.
Yep.
And people were at that point, I didn't want to do the clear coating stuff on top. I'm all, if you want to do that, you do it. I'm not doing any paint. So there were some guys that would do that just because of dirt guys. It would, puncture the vinyl and
100%.
stuff. So I was making visor strips. I was doing all that. So now when it comes to those helmet wraps, you had to go, okay, you really had to learn how to do something. I would have guys that wanted sponsor logos on the side.
Oh yeah.
Or their last name right here.
Josh, pull up Fast AF. Pull up Ashley's page real quick. She's a local girl. She's kind of the same thing. Grew up in go-kart racing.
Okay.
Coming up, she's good.
I'll follow her too.
Yeah.
So
I think it's. I don't want to botch it up. I know it's AF. Yeah, here you go. Check her
Fast
out.
AF Designs. That's like, oh wow.
Yeah.
They do a lot of helmets.
Yeah, that's her. She's got like this bracket built out off of her production table, and her and her husband. I grew up racing with her husband. Small town, right? So
Yeah.
my brother dated his sister for a long time. Yeah,
Those are amazing. I mean,
is that
like,
not beautiful?
go back to the other one.
Yep.
So you can see like right there where the visor comes down,
Yep.
and then that orange stripe, like that's so at that point it's a wrap because the paint would be completely
It'd be
straight.
dead
But
nut straight, yeah.
you have so many limitations, but oh my god, that's great. I'm gonna follow her real quick because that's really cool.
Yeah, she's crushing it, and she's cool.
So, Fast AF Designs.
Yep, Ashley Freeman is her name. A lot of people think it's as fuck. I think that's like a
That's what I was like. Oh, fuck.
That's what it is. We all know what it is.
Well, but she's like I said, they grew up racing go-karts, and now that this is what she does, and she's doing a really good job at it. So
That's so cool.
yeah, shout out Ashley.
You have like airdrop or
Yeah.
I mean, I have to go way back on my Instagram here, but for helmet reps. Anyways, so yeah, they wanted like their driver's last name in a certain spot. And so you would start to like stretch, right? And then you're like, dang, that thing moved 1.5 inches or 2 inches, depending on the style of the helmet. And so I would literally have to go, okay, measure from center point in the rear to where I want it to be. And then in the design program, back it up 2 inches.
Compensate for that pool.
And then shrink it down just a little bit because the logo or the name kind of expanded as it stretched. Yeah. So like there was a lot of technical parts I'm learning on that, and I just mastered it. It was just a lot of fun.
So I see. I'm probably gonna botch this up too. I'm terrible with names, but Bryce Shepard. You know Bryce?
Sounds familiar.
I think.
Shepherd Racing? Or,
no,
not racing? Or maybe not.
He's I think he just launched a podcast. He's doing, and he's from the graphics industry. He's in the race, or not race, but he's in the wrapping industry, and he just did one with Fried Color. I've just seen it on social media. I listened to it. It's a great podcast. They did a great job. Both of them, it was great to hear his story. But anyway, his thing was the history of wraps. So that's kind of that's the angle that he's coming at it from.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think it's cool too. I think it is going to be a lot like this, just inherently, because it's just kind of, we're all doing the same thing.
Yeah. I just was going to text you that one. Okay, so
I got you, girl.
so this was actually I think he was a modified driver or a sprint car driver. And then I would throw my logo on there if I gave him a discount.
Sure.
But so this was what I call a crown style, crown with a mouth style helmet wrap. So you have your top and then your sides, so it's all one. And then they came down in the center, and then you would have a mouth. So you would transition any direction, so you wouldn't see the seam.
So you would come from the back and bring it all around.
Yeah, so that's why it would stretch.
You got it.
So like Hadler, I had to measure where I wanted it to be, but then I knew that it was gonna pull forward, so I had to move it back on the design 2 inches.
So would you do a butt joint in the center and then do a strip over top?
Yeah, so the top is a crown.
Okay.
So yeah, it would be like
I'm in the front, like underneath
the mouth. Yeah.
And then the top piece was a whole separate piece.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that hella primer, and then the bottom, I would take the rubber seal off and then put like lamb strips down, and then put the rubber seal back on. Or sometimes if it was like a helmet that couldn't take that off, I would just put a black stripe all the way on the bottom,
like
just cover the
like
rubber.
a mold and hold type.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just started following a guy, and I hate that I can't remember his name, but he's doing a lot of racing helmets, and his stuff looks really good too. But I noticed in his videos that he'll take and run knifeless around the base and then around the visor strip and cut it back, whatever that is, 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
And I like that approach too. I think that's good. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't know if he's going back with like edge seal tape or something to. I don't know.
Yeah, everything. I think it was just like they didn't say that in the Wrap 360 video on how to. They just told you the 2 different ways to do it.
Yep.
And then it was just
I
like
might
on
still
you.
have that DVD, by the way.
I still do too. It's like in a box somewhere at my shop.
There's a filing cabinet somewhere in this shop. With it sitting in it,
If you were to go down a little bit further, on January 10th of 2017, really dating this back, it says Team Awesome on it. So this is the other one. It's got a stripe. So the second version is two sides, a mouth, and then a stripe that goes up and over.
I'll find it. I don't know how to navigate Instagram.
You gotta like scroll down. Well, if I was trying
How
to.
far down? You think
January 10th, 2017.
Hey, there's
She's about to get up and come over there and do it for you. That's what's about to happen.
That one's pretty gnarly looking.
I was just trying to get where's the airdrop, and I can just airdrop it to you.
Let's do that.
iPhone people are really cool that we have that luxury.
Yep.
Here. All right, airdrop. Rapman.
Now while we wait.
There we go.
That's my best shot at a airdrop joke. Okay. Very good. Mm-hmm. Oh, got it already, huh? Mm-hmm. Hey, in between, definitely want to shout out Brad because it was cool for him to come on and do the podcast with us. But he gave us these decals. I want to remind me before you leave. I want to show you. It's like, do you remember like the old Trapper Keeper notebooks that had like the 3D thing?
Yeah.
He got some decals made like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And so like his logo, like it's got like a little guy on it and his eyes are popping out or whatever. But then, like, so it goes like back and forth between his like having sunglasses on and then the eyes pop.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
See, this is the problem here. Like, airdrop, perfect. I don't have a Mac.
Now you got to send it to yourself.
Yep. So now I'm sending it to my Gmail.
Message yourself on Instagram, and then you can pop it up on there.
I could probably do this.
Oh,
with
that's probably a way better idea. But instead, I did
Google
this.
phone really fast, guys.
Scott, how about you just focus on doing your thing?
I got it. All right.
And we'll now I got to figure out how to.
Well, shout out. I think we touched on it a little bit, but shout out Josh, man. I think I don't know what's going on with his big move, but that's wild. I seen that last night, and I was like, "What in the world?"
Hold on, why don't I just send it to you? What's your?
I got it.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say your Instagram.
Yeah, Ratman Lambert. That would probably be better, so I can pull it up on there.
Oh, okay.
We got this.
So, Kristin, so Legacy is Jimmy Johnson and
Which I didn't know that.
Richard Petty.
Which I saw him on Wednesday.
I seen you post a story, which was really cool. So I'm from the same hometown as Richard Petty. So
Oh, okay.
So I grew up, like, it's super common to see him out. Like, he's like a hometown celebrity, super nice, super cool. I'm sure you
He's
know.
old as fuck.
He is old, and it's crazy that he gets around as good as he does because
Oh
he
my
don't stop.
God,
Dude. He's like
no.
all the time going.
I'm blown away.
So that, I like, we have NASCAR days
Yeah.
in my hometown. Like that's
That's
how,
cool.
like, it's like a fall festival event, but like it's
That's cool.
based around NASCAR. And then Jimmy Johnson, so Jimmy, we worked on his 7th championship team. So we wrapped the car that won the 7th championship for him. So
That's cool.
that's kind of like my highlight.
I love that.
Yeah. It's big. So actually this car right here,
Did you
was
send
his
it?
championship car? Yeah.
Did you send that to me?
It had like the confetti on it, like it went through the winner's
yeah.
circle.
Yeah. That's like the car, like the one that like so they race, I'm sure but they go like they have their final race of the championship, and then they're, whoever wins that race wins the championship. And so
That's awesome.
that was our car. That was a big
love
deal.
that.
Yeah, it was like a claim. That's my little thing, I mean, we've done a lot of other really cool stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jeff Gordon's last win car. That's that one. We did that one as well. It was a Martinsville wins car.
This is what we're doing.
There it is. So this is the other style where you have a stripe from the center all the
Okay.
way back.
Yep.
So you have 2 sides and you have a stripe.
And we see that a lot. Like
yeah.
that's probably the most common. It's a little bit easier. That the crown one is definitely a lot harder. But if you do it right, they both look clean. I mean, it's
Yeah.
wrapping out around those.
Oh my God, the air
nozzle.
intake.
Yeah.
Whew.
Those
Yeah.
those are rough.
Tons of primer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So this is Avery. It was 1105. What's a 3-dimensional lamb? 14 something. I don't know, but the one that they advertise for 3-dimensional shapes. So if you go to the Feller's catalog, one of my helmets is still there for that.
That's cool.
Shows this is what you can do with helmets.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. We talk about that a lot, about how like the fella, like used to, that was like the go-to thing. Like you went to the Feller's catalog for
Yeah.
everything. Like
Yes.
if you reference something, like, and so it was a big deal back in the day to, like, when you seen those people in the magazine, like that was
Yeah.
like, how cool is that? Like that's, so.
Yeah, and it was really cool. Like within my first year, I don't know, it may have been Joanna's work and like, hey, like Stacy over at Feller's, like reach out to Kristin for photos. She's got some great content or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we want to put you in the catalog. I'm like, what?
Heck yeah, let's
I'm
go.
a nobody.
That's
you
all right.
know?
Yeah.
And then like every year it had something in it ever since.
That was a pretty gnarly
Oh,
one.
that's cool. Yeah. Trying to, and I bet you that black stripe is like on top. It's hard to do that.
So we were really fortunate that we, like we've got to operate at a certain caliber with the Cup Series, right? Like you got to bring your A game.
Yep.
You've always got to be available.
Yep.
You got a really good pricing. So it's like, you've always heard people. I don't know if you've always heard, but there's like this old saying that it's like speed, quality, and price.
Yep.
And you can have 2, but you can't have all 3.
Yep.
Racing demands all 3.
Yep.
It's just what it is. If you're going to play in that space, you're
Yep.
going to be at that level.
Yep.
So fortunately for us, that's a 7-time
is
car.
Oh,
I don't know where that car's at now. Is it
Yes.
still in the museum?
I don't know. I know it sat in the museum for a long time. It wouldn't surprise me if Jimmy didn't have it. I would want it if I was him. I mean, that's
we did something similar, but not like Winter Circle.
yeah.
A wrap that we did on one of our late models, we debuted a new wrap.
Mm-hmm.
And when we made the post, we did those shootout confetti.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
got confetti on the car.
Yeah.
And they were like, this is the new wrap for whatever year that was.
Sure.
But yeah.
We were in a funny space whenever we were taking these pictures because we really weren't supposed to be taking these pictures.
Yeah.
So, but like over time, as like
It completely changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it went
everybody's
from,
viewpoint on social media with wraps and stuff, like we got more comfortable in like posting the shit. So I've got like folders of just and hard drives full of just shit that I've recorded that we've wrapped, like time lapses of haulers, like race cars that we couldn't do anything with.
So for example, I can remember the first 2 years we were doing Pro Cup teams
Mm-hmm.
that they didn't make you, but it was like they recommended that you just leave your phone in the car.
Yeah,
Don't even bring your phone in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like the example that they would always give is like, okay, if you come in here and you take a picture and you've got a Coca-Cola sitting on the, like, you may not be thinking about the Coke as being a big deal, like you're giving the thumbs up because you're standing next to Jeff Gordon's car, but Pepsi is one of Jeff Gordon's biggest sponsors, and here there's a Coke in the photo, right?
Yep.
So now that's a problem. Like
Yep.
that shouldn't even be in here.
Yep.
So their way of, kind of recommending that to avoid those situations, just don't even bring it inside.
Yeah.
And so, and it was never like a threat or like an ultimatum, but it was just one of those things that was just like, okay, yeah, we'll just leave it in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime we got a toolbox or a new tool, like we would just take off all the branding. Like my toolbox is still wrapped from whenever I first got it. Like, and I think I used Dynoc for it actually.
And you'll see, I mean, you can even see like the way I'm dressed right now. Like this is like standard procedure. Yeah, like gray shirt, black pant, black hat, black shoes, black socks. You know what I mean? Tuck your shirt tail in, make sure that you look professional. Like the whole, like that. Yeah. That's what all that comes from. Like, because it was just the standard. You had to operate that way.
No, I understand that. Like when I do like the trainings and stuff, like one time I pulled out like a pin popper tool that Glance gave out, and I was at like, I don't know, maybe it was a Winsco thing, and I literally took tape, just covered up Glance because I just didn't want somebody to take a picture. I took a picture, or they took a picture of me using the tool and it said Glance, and then like that distributor gets pissed off.
Yep.
I mean, I've had this at a 3M Dynoc training, and I just put Dynoc in the square.
Yep.
No one knows, you know what I mean? It's just, I just have to be mindful to not upset other people
100%.
or their sponsors going, what is that?
Right.
And then lose the sponsorship gig.
Yeah, because its brand is everything, right?
100%.
Like they're representing everything. So I brought up the guys from the history thing. I wanted to say that like that's a really cool approach on that. But and I know a lot of it's because I'm in the space and but I'll make it make sense in my head. So it's like when people will say like, well, where did wraps come from? Like for me, it's an absolute no brainer that it came from racing, right? Like that's how I feel about it.
Yep.
Like, and I would probably have that discussion with whoever wanted to run that camera, because it just makes sense that, because like you said earlier, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? So if you're doing a fleet or commercial job, the expectations may not be 100%, but they're not like you can get hair up underneath the decal.
Yeah.
Whatever that percentage is either, right? You know what I'm saying? So there was like there was room there for us to innovate and like bring something new to the table that you couldn't do on a street car. So it was like, we got to test this. And then like you see it as when it hits the racetrack, it's like these guys are running 200 miles an hour. So it's like, oh, okay, well, these graphics will hold up to that. So put them on a street car makes perfect sense. Or you may see a guy run it for a whole season, right? And so like in any kind of racing, if you see somebody run a graphics pack for an entire season, that's impressive. Like, and it still be legible at the end. Like that's like, damn, these things can actually hold up to something. So it's like in my head, like it makes sense that like, because I don't know where the first wrap came from, right? I have no idea, but I'm in racing, so it makes sense. Like I want to like hold on to that and make it, you know what I mean? Like, and it just makes sense. So, and I feel like PPF is the same way. Like, I just feel like there's so much room that you can just try things that, and other markets, you can't really, you know what I mean? It's like chrome wraps. You can't really take a chance doing somebody's car in chrome.
I did.
Yeah. Street car. Before which one did you do first? Did you do it on a street car or a race car?
Street car.
Yeah.
I was a yes person.
Yeah.
I was all, fuck it, I'm going to figure it out. And that was like
even like
Avery,
loose decals and stuff. I would assume like doing helmets, you probably would have done some chrome and stuff on helmets. And no,
because they didn't want to pay for the price of it, and then having to plot it.
Sure.
But no, I had
but wrapping a full car. It was
I had
just
a
like,
Laguna Seca street car Mustang.
Yeah.
And this is really bad. So never want to prejudge somebody that comes in. Okay. And I mean, I felt like a fucking asshole after this, but the kid didn't care. So this Hispanic young kid comes in, and I was at this time in my second shop. So I was on a busy street and I had a lot of walk-ins. Yeah. Guy goes, I want my car wrapped in chrome. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's really like, it's considered exotic vinyl. So it's like triple the time of the amount. Like, I don't know, but I'll give you the quote for this, but I'll get you a quote for a color change.
Right.
And I was all, and of course you have to like, I was very much like, I don't know if I trust you. So half down at front, left half at the end.
Right.
And so he's like, okay, I'll get back to you in a week. And I was all, this kid's not coming back.
Yeah, you just checked him out at that point.
But I totally was like, there's no way you can afford this.
Right.
I felt really bad after that. But he called me.
You get enough of those people that walk through the door that say tire kickers, right? Like they're just coming in, they just want to hear you say the number and then walk out the door. And
like I had people that come in and go, "What's a wrap?" I'm all, leave. I'm wasting my time.
Got shit to do.
So he came back a week later. He's all, okay, here's my half down, and I'm getting chrome. And I was like, oh fuck, all cash.
I gotta do this.
Is this weed money? So I was like,
Let's
all right,
do
well,
it.
I'm going to do it. So
Yeah.
I had it, like, I knew what to do. You need to get laminate on it so it doesn't scratch, the
Sure.
whole deal. And then, it's 48 inches wide. And I have a 54-inch laminator. By myself, I'm laminating it with all this excess coming out. So I'm like, it was a process.
Yeah.
But I did it.
Yeah.
And in my normal time frame that I said, I usually will do Monday through Friday. So Monday, drop the car off. I do the tear down and the prep work. Install Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah, but
Thursday,
if
let
you-
it sit.
If you knew to laminate it, then chances are you knew somebody had done it before. Like
I've watched stuff like through social
so you
media
know.
stuff. But
And I'm
yeah.
saying that they probably watched somebody that done racing. That's how they got it. That's what I'm going with. I'm going to stick to
Well,
it.
I just knew that it wasn't protected.
Right, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like,
No, it makes sense.
Why
I-
would you spend that kind of dollar and let's
Sure.
just protect it? So I always just said, if you're chrome, that it's just gonna
And
be
it makes
thicker.
it easier too. And
Yeah.
it makes it way easier to install. Like it's
Well, the finished part,
Yeah.
difficult because it's thicker.
a little bit thicker, yeah.
Yeah. So
But it'll take a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like that's
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
yeah. So anyway, I installed it in 2 days, let it sit for, I had a protocol thing that, like, if we did color changes, it sits for 24 hours before putting it back together. Because I'll know within the first 24 hours if something's failing.
Yep.
And then put it all back together on Friday, and they pick it up Friday. So done deal. He paid me in cash the last half, and I've never seen the car since.
Yeah.
But I was just like, yeah, I'll do it. Totally. And then right after that, I had a California edition Ferrari come in. Like, it was red. And the guy, was like Middle Eastern, and he's like, well, I want it gold chrome. And I'm all, you're taking a red, beautiful car to gold?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, like, I'll do it for you. And he goes, but I want this look. And back then, the frozen look was you put the matte finish on top of
yeah.
it. And so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. But the hood was wider than the 48 inches. So we ended up doing like a stripe. And he wanted satin black. So we did this. So I did the two sides on the hood and then the stripe and all that. And he's like, so I want the PP up to come off. And I'm like, I don't really advise doing that because I don't want to be liable for blah, 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 especially this kind of car. And he's like, no, will you please? Like, I'll sign away. And I said, cool. So I dropped it up, everything in writing, and signed his life away on it. Sure enough,
No, pull the
pulled
paint.
paint on the hood. And I took a picture of it, sent it to him. I said, I knew it, and I don't know this film. I don't know how long it's been on here. I don't know how it was installed. So, like, these are things, that's why I had you sign this, and he didn't care. I said, all right, I'm going to have to sand some of this down. And he's like, do what you have to do. And I'm like, okay, make sure you sign that too. So I had bought, like, all these
signing.
different sandpapers and different thousands of grit. And then, first you got to, like, and then feather it out. Oh, my God.
It's a nightmare for sure.
Yuck.
All right, let's go.